Even though this life gets tough, said you gotta keep fighting. And even though it gets hard, it's gonna get you gotta keep striving. But you gotta keep striving. Through the fears and the loss, so the tears won't turn off. No tears, your heart's crying. Yes, hold on to his words. Lean on him, it gets better,
The toughest war you ever face will be domestic. It's elementary, it's been this way for centuries. Cold War was raised against us. Take off them blinders, you will see. That it ain't about them gas prices, it's all about who whip the nicest. All about them deals on bundles, Harold Fleet don't make them up. Face beating red bottoms, dead beats we hear about them. Fitted up from head to toe, but never had their children's do. Wonder why they dying by the dozens, but it's simple, yo. Just listen. It's time we stop ignoring facts. It's time we take our family back. Fix the root and then attack. Stop making moves without a plan. Control emotions, then we stand. Calling on my kingdom and to come together. Take this land. We gotta fight, our future depends. Get the head back in order, cause that's where it begins. Invest your all into your garden, water the roots to the end. Nurture the family tree and let the fruit feed all men.
Welcome to another episode of A Mile in My Shoes. Good evening, everyone. Shout out, Mom in the building. I see you already. Old Faithful, I see you already. Shout out to the wifey in the building already. I hope y'all ready. Mrs. Javashia is about to come and walk us in a mile in her shoes. On A Mile in Our Shoes, we asked the question, how can we say we know someone if we've never heard their story? So without any further ado, I want to see y'all drop them hearts as soon as she enters in the room. Drop some hearts for this young lady. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm great. Good to be here.
Look, we got a lot to get into, a lot to talk about, a lot to introduce, but let me sit back and grab my invisible box of popcorn. Everybody grab y'all invisible popcorn, sit back and listen to this story. Let's go.
Okay. Just a little quick beginning. We're going to start from childhood. You know, a lot of us in our community, I feel like we deal with all the same issues. We're going to start with depression, anxiety. I dealt with suicide. I dealt with molestation, all of those things. As a young child, I always felt I was different, but I didn't quite understand what was going on in my mind and things like that. But I always dealt with anxiety and depression, even as a child, but I couldn't identify what it was. From a young child, I feel like my mother, my grandmother, they all were depressed, and that caused them to be present in the home, not so present in the home. Hold on. As I grew up, I started to look for love.
Hold up. You said they was present in the home, but they wasn't present in the home. Break that down for us.
Not us, but you know, us as people who deal with a lot of affection issues that we don't get. A lot of parents think just because, I pay the bills, and I make sure you have food on the table, that I'm doing my best. What about those hugs? What about those tough conversations that we don't have with our kids? Not just daughters, but sons also. A lot of things I had to teach myself because my mother worked so much. And even though me and my sister were being abused by my stepfather, I still come out and really tell her because we didn't have that conversation type of atmosphere to where I was comfortable enough to come out and tell her what was going on. So she was there. My mother was there, but she wasn't really there. But it was a generation type of thing because her mother was there, but not really there. passed down from her because my mother was also molested.
Wow.
So I feel like a lot of things are generational curses that we go through. So that allowed me in high school. I was a very mean, ugly person. I'll admit that. I admit that in high school, like I used to go to school and the teachers used to be like, you know what? One year they told me just don't come back. You pass, your grades is good, but we no longer want to deal with your attitude. But on the inside, I was screaming as a child, like, can you just ask me why am I like this?
Mm.
Somebody just hug me, ask me, little girl, what's wrong? I never had that type of atmosphere. No one really asked me, okay, what's going on? Why are you acting like this? Even the teachers shunned me away. But I was very mean. I wouldn't say I was a bully, but I was very mean. I felt like if I put on a mean demeanor, people wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
People wouldn't talk to
Yeah.
me. People at school, and things like that. So yeah, I kind of had a rough childhood with things like that. I used to fight all the time. People couldn't tell me one word. They couldn't tell me one word.
It,
Um,
like they say, one word, it was up.
yeah. Yeah, I remember going to jail in high school for fighting. I didn't go picking with people. I mean, people used to come picking with me. Like I said, I wasn't a bully, but I had no patience. But I was already going through so much at home. I had a stepfather who hated my guts, and I really couldn't understand why. He would mentally and physically abuse me, but he sexually abused my sister.
Yeah.
But I got sexually abused by a cousin and our next door neighbor while I was just outside playing like a regular child. And even then, I still didn't find myself quite comfortable to tell my mother.
Yeah.
My mother didn't find out until a couple of years ago. I gave this program for women and children with anxiety, bullying, molestation. I gave this program at a church, and I told her I want to tell you before I tell the whole world what
Yeah.
actually things you
Mm-hmm.
didn't know about. So with
Yeah.
that, I dropped out of high school.
Mm.
Out of high school, mentally, I couldn't handle it
Yeah.
because of the things at home and at school. So I dropped
Yeah.
out, and then I started, doing the clubbing thing and all that. But something inside of me, I was always raised with God. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, but that little voice on the inside that says, that's not right, and that's not you, and we need to get this together. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is not what I want for my life. I went to Job Corps. I got my diploma. I got a trade in business office technology. That meant a lot to me because I always wanted to have my education. And getting away from home, it would be a better environment.
Yeah.
Dad got out of Job Corps. I was like, you know what? I want some love. I want a family of my own. I want to see what that feels like. Let me go out and give me some love. Met a man. Met a man. Got
Mm-hmm.
married. Had some babies. And I'm like, you know what? I got a family. A sense of family, something that I never had. I was like, you know what? My goal is to be normal. I want a normal family with a normal environment. Yeah, that went left. The
Uh-oh.
relationship became abusive. I remember being 9 months pregnant and him dragging me dragging me in the car, took me to my grandmother's house and just threw me out the car. Like I was just a piece of trash. So, as women, you still don't leave.
Yeah.
You still don't
Now,
leave.
now, before you continue, now I'm a man. Break that down to me, like what goes on in a woman's mind when she's taking that abuse, but she can't leave. Because I know somebody's gonna watch that's in that situation. What is happening to where it's like I don't deserve this, but I just can't let it go. What is that?
Number one, my thing is when I took the vow before God, I took it serious. And I was like, I can't move. God tells me to move. Also, I really had no family because all my family cut me off because they didn't approve of him. So everybody was screaming, get out and leave. I had nowhere to go with 3 babies. So it's like, I can't just get up and leave. Where am I going to go with my kids? And at that time, I didn't have an income. I was not working. He
Ooh.
was the head. Yeah, he was the head of the house. He had the car. He was working. At home. So
Yeah.
everyone says leave, but you need a plan. My thing
Mm.
was, yes, I do love him, but the most important thing, I can't just have my babies out on the street. I can't just have my babies. So that what was going through my mind. I'm like, until one day I had to leave. I had to leave because I actually was on Facebook Live. The only reason why I feel he didn't kill me is because our kids came around the corner and it was like, Daddy, stop, please. And it's like I could look in his eyes and tell like that night he was going to kill me. So that night I left with nothing. Family was on Facebook Live. It's like I wanted everyone to see the truth because sometimes these men have a victim mindset. They're very, they're manipulators. Even though you're the victim and they're abusing you, they'll have the world thinking, that is the woman. And we always get to be the angry black woman.
Mm.
We never get to be a victim, even though we don't want to be a victim. We never get to be the person that says, oh, I'm being abused. No, she's angry. She's a black woman. She has anger issues. I even called the cops because he pulled the gun out on me, even after we separated. The judge ruled in his favor. I had a restraining order. The judge ruled in his favor and threw out everything because he told the judge I was just angry because he didn't want to be with me anymore. And the judge believed it. I left. 3 days later, we had another woman in our house. It was all over social media. Not to
Wow.
mention, my kids rewind back. We were homeless for a year and a half. In my car with my kids, with him for a year and a half while always by being abused. But at that time, I had 2 jobs and was still homeless.
Look, her video paused. I think we needed a break for a second. Cool. Somebody drop some hearts till she
Job.
come back, man.
I told my job that I was homeless until one day they seen him sitting in a parking lot with my kids. And it was
Mm.
so hot, and it was like, hold on. Is that something you need to tell us? Because they've been.
Oh, we gonna pause and wait till she come back, man. She got me all the way in, man. She got me all the way in, man. Let's give her a moment to get back. Lord have mercy. Do y'all ever understand like how much people be going through, man? You know what listening to all this stuff is doing to me, man? Let me bring this to one screen until she come back, man. Listen to all these stories, y'all. Like, oh, she had to drop out. We gonna talk. Let me see. I'm gonna send her another invite. But we gonna talk for a second, man. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna get her back in, y'all. But listening to these stories and these testimonies, y'all, we really gotta take time to check on people, man. Like, we really don't know what the person sitting right next to us could be going through, man. Hold on, she coming back, y'all. Hold on.
I don't know what happened.
Look, but that's all right though. I had to give the audience a breather because we like.
Man, I don't know what happened.
So continue, man. We didn't went through abuse as a child. We went through leaving the home. We went through going to Job Corps. We went through getting into an abusive relationship, being homeless with the kids.
Yes. I was homeless for like a year and a half with my kids. I had 2 jobs then. I was working at a nursing home and I was working at McDonald's. None of my jobs knew I was homeless. I went to work every day. I was clean. People think because you say you're homeless, you live in a box. Or you're out there with a sign. No, being homeless means I don't have a stable home. Thank God we had a car.
Yeah.
My nursing home job didn't find out I was homeless until one day they seen them sitting out there for my whole shift. I worked 6 to 6 sometimes. So my manager at the time, she was like, is there something you need to tell us? Like, what's going on? Because we seen your family sitting out there. They're hot. Like, the kids look like they're hungry. So I told them the truth. Because it's like at that day, I was at my breaking point.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I find you can't tell people your story because they think you want sympathy.
Yeah, buddy.
A lot of us don't know the difference between giving someone sympathy and being compassionate. If I'm telling you my story, I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to see my strength of how I get over what I got through. It's not about sympathy. I just want you to understand that you can't walk a mile in my shoes. You can't walk a mile in my shoes. You can't judge me for where I am if you haven't known where I've been. So that's really what it's all about. Society has that bad. That's why a lot of people don't want to talk about depression. A lot of people don't want to talk about suicide because they're embarrassed and people don't take it serious. You know how this generation says we're so unserious?
Shut alive, man. Cool.
You know how a lot of people say this generation is unserious? Yeah, they're unserious. That's why the suicide has increased. I remember being in high school after I dropped out, I felt like nothing. I felt like dirt. I just felt like whatever. I told God I was ready. I took the pills. Before I took the pills, I knocked on my mother's door and I said, Mom, I think I need some help. Can you bring me, I don't know what type of help people offer or where we can go, but I need some help because I'm thinking about hurting myself. And I said, I need you to take me to get some help. My mama said, if that's what you want to do, then you go ahead and do it. I have an insurance policy. I will bury you. Get out of here and close my door. Then she called me back and said, hey, don't forget if you do it, you're going to hell. Close my door and get out. And this is a true story. That's exactly what she told me. I went in my room. I told God, look, I know this is not of you, but I'm tired. I can't take it no more. I'm just ready to go. I took the pills. All I did was sleep for about 2 days. When I woke up, I said, God, it wasn't my time. It wasn't my time, and I made a vow to myself. From that day forward, that was before I had kids. This was me just dropping out of high school. I need to learn about what's going on with me. My family didn't talk about anxiety. They didn't talk about depression. I didn't even understand what was really, I didn't know about anxiety. I didn't know I was depressed. I just know I wanted to hurt myself and kill myself. And there was absolutely no one on God's earth at that time I could talk to about it. Nobody. My mom who I went to, she told me to do it. If that's what I wanted to do, I mean, hey. Oh, and don't forget I was going to go to hell. So, but at this point, we're in a better place. But now that I realize, even though she was my mother, she was not in a place to be there for me.
Holy.
And that's a hard pill to swallow. Sometimes we want people to be so much to us when they're nothing to themselves. How do I want you to be so much to me when you're nothing to yourself?
Somebody type that in the comment. Run that back one more time. Run that back. Somebody type that, please. We want
them to be everything and something to us. We want people to give us the world when they can't even give it to themselves. And that was something that a hard pill I had to swallow. Say, how can my mother love me? How can she love me me if she can't even love herself? And I had to realize too, it's not her fault. It's not her fault. She was never taught to love herself.
Man, y'all should be hitting them hearts for real.
You know how people say it's not on you, it's in you? You got to remember that and keep pushing. Not everybody sees the world like me and can forgive everyone like me. I feel like my mother could have been there a lot more. But to this day, we have the best relationship. You want to know why? We had those hard conversations. I had to look my mother in the eye and I told my mother, it was a point of time where I hated you.
You told it to your mama?
I had to tell her. I said, it was a point of time where I hated you, but let me tell you why. I wasn't where she was when she started to begin her walk with God. And I was like, why you keep forgiving people who doing you wrong? I was like, you need to bring the old Jackie out and go fight them because I'm tired of people walking all over you. Like, enough is enough. I was very angry. And God is still dealing with me with that, with not responding to people. But I'm so much in a better place, but I will not sit here and lie and say it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard sometimes responding. You want to defend yourself. But the best thing to do is let God defend you. But I had to tell my mama, I hated you at one point in time.
You had to get it off your chest.
I had to. And it was the church people who would do it to her. I'm like, why you don't stand up for yourself? Why are you letting people walk all over you like this? You got to do something. But now that I'm a woman with my own kids and my own family, my own legacy and a brand, I understand why she had to do what she did because that's how you stay blessed. That's how you stay blessed, by letting God defend you.
I just posted that today. I ain't fighting no more battles, man.
I can't.
Hey, I'm walking in purpose and I'm minding my business, man. Hey, but I lied to you not. The Spirit told me in this season, because you went through the death period, and now it's no more you, and it's just me standing there. I dare him to try you now. I dare him to try you now.
I just went through a season of what I like to call purging. Nobody knew. I disappeared off of social media. I'm a chef. I have my own catering business. It's a lot that I'm doing. I'm a motivational speaker. I disappeared for 2 months.
Pause for a moment. Hold on real quick. Hold on. If you're looking for a good cookbook, talk about it for a quick and we're going to get right back to the story. But tell them about it real quick.
Go on Amazon. My cookbook called Diary of a Chef in Love is on Amazon. But it's not an ordinary cookbook. We don't just have recipes. We have subjects to talk about for date night, the do's and the don'ts of date night. I show you how to plate your food. That way you can look like a A1 chef. I told you how to do the table set up. Like a lot of different things. If you want to do the tent, like I show you how to do all that to have the perfect date night from beginning to end with everything. Like it's not just your ordinary cookbook. It's really like a go-to guide for date night. I promise you, you'll be a chef by the time you get
my wife is watching, babe. Grab that cookbook, babe.
Look, Diary of a Chef in Love is on Amazon.
Grab that. All right, let's get back to this. So you had to tell mom straight up to her face, this is what it is.
Yeah, I told her, and it's like she actually took it well. Like me and her, we laugh about it to this day. My family a little rough, we different. I noticed that the way we express ourselves. So when I met my current husband, and he's like, oh my God, we're so different. But what people have to understand, I was raised off of survival. He was raised off of love.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Break them two down. For the people don't know what you're saying with that. Break that down.
He was raised off of love. He had that love. He didn't have to question if he was loved. They had those conversations. They had those family gatherings to where they hugged each other, to where they kissed each other, to where they said, I love you. that softness. He didn't have to get himself ready for school. He didn't have to cook his own food. It was always someone there. On the other hand, I was raised off the survival. That's why I had to get out of being quick to defend myself, because even as a child, I always had to defend myself because my grandmother raised me half my life because my mom wasn't there. My dad was in jail.
Yeah.
My mom thought she was living a life, to where she's like, I ain't got time for no kids right now. I love y'all. She was there, but she was like, I don't have time. So before I bring y'all into this life and let y'all come live with me, I'd rather have y'all, with my mom to where I know y'all gonna be good.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things with that. So being raised off of love and being raised off of survival, you got to know where you two stand and meet. People always say people who are raised off of survival and people who are raised off of love, they can't come together. But I always tell my husband, I'm glad I was homeless. I'm glad that I struggled.
Yeah.
Wanna know why? Because when things get tough around here, I know what to do. I'm not gonna break. I'm not gonna fold. I know what to do. And we gonna be all right. Because I ain't been here before.
So what you're saying is survival taught you some strong traits, though.
Oh yes. I don't regret it. I used to cry and be like, oh man, why God put me through all this? Like some days I still be like that, but I'm like, when I look back on my life, it made me to the woman. It made me into the woman that I am today. And I feel like I'm that woman. Because I feel like everything that I went through, some things that I went through, it would have killed the average person. I'm not average. God put me through all that because he doesn't want me to be average.
Hold up. Run that back. Speak that to these women in the comments. Tell them that they that woman. Type I'm that woman in the comments. You sending some power through these airwaves. I hope you know that.
Like you are. You got to wake up. I realized when I decided to change my life, and this is what I tell the students when I go in. And when I talk to women and when I try to encourage people, they ask me, man, Javashia, if you know me, you know Javashia did a whole 360. I'm not perfect, but I'm nowhere near, who I used to be.
Yeah.
I asked myself a question before I changed, and y'all got to ask yourself this question too. If I die today or tomorrow, what would my work say about me? Would I be proud about the life that I lived this far? And God has taken me. Will people say I was a good person? Will people say I was a loving person? Did I fulfill my purpose, what God wanted me to do? Or was I just here? You could live but really not live. I feel like everyone has a purpose, but not everyone walks in their purpose.
Hold up. You keep dropping these bombs, man. Break that down.
Everyone has a purpose. I feel like before God takes us all off this earth, there's a certain purpose for everyone that needs to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Not everyone's purpose is the same. And I had to understand that I was so hard on myself. I can't react how everyone wants me to react when something goes wrong in my life, how they will react, because guess what? I don't want to mess up my calling and my purpose on my life. You may not forgive them, but I gotta forgive them. I need all my blessings. I don't want to cut my favor off with God. Your purpose is not my purpose. Your purpose might be a calling a ministry on men to save the homeless. My purpose may be for broken women with depression and anxiety and suicide. You have to know who God called you to be. But you also have to understand, just because God said this is your purpose, that don't mean he said I'm going to make it easy.
Oh, Lord, talk about it.
That don't mean he said I'm going to make it easy. 4 months ago, I disappeared. Nobody knew where I was.
Purge.
I call it a purging, but I got sick. It's nothing but God. I never talked about this before on the internet. Nobody knew what happened to me. I went to every specialist you can think of. I started getting dizzy. My vision was off. My speech, I could not talk like this. I could not walk right anymore. It's like I couldn't eat. I lost like 40 pounds. My eyes, my vision with light. I had sensitivity to light. I couldn't even go outside. If I went outside, I had to go with a sheet on my head. Nobody can walk a mile in my shoes but me. I went to every specialist you can think of. The doctor said, oh, she crazy. Put her on some meds. Something wrong with her. She must be losing her mind. She having a nervous breakdown. But I stood up because I know who I am and what I am. I say, no, that's not it. Something else is wrong. Something else is wrong. Fast forward. I got in a wreck. I got in an accident a couple of weeks before that. But I didn't start having symptoms from my concussion until a few weeks later. We're just finding out and getting answers why I was like that.
Wow.
I had to sit in a dark room for about 4 or 5 months. I had to eat in the dark what I could eat, which was soup and liquids and drink water. Couldn't really swallow. Sit in a dark room. Christmas, I didn't spend it with my kids. They were in the living room with my husband. I was in a room. My birthday, I was in a room crying. And I told God, you got to do something. I know I may feel like I'm about to die. But I held on to the word that my purpose was not over yet. I don't think anyone that I'm attached to, and I'm not putting anyone down, could have walked a mile in what I just came from. There's no way. You can't go outside. The sun hurting your eyes. The doctors don't believe you. Feel like I was in a nightmare. I no longer even had control over my own life. They were trying to put me on meds that I know I didn't need, and I'm crying. I'm like, I'm not crazy. They saying the symptoms were all in my head. They sent me to a psychiatrist, and you know what she said? There's nothing wrong with you.
Wow.
It's from the concussion. From MRIs to EEGs, stomach specialists, everything. I dealt with this for about 5.5 months. You wouldn't know that if you look at me, that I just came out of something like this. Nobody really knew what I went through. There were rumors. There were so many rumors, and so many times I said, you know what? Oh, I just want to say something and defend myself. I just want to let them know what's going on. But you know what God said? You better not. You better not. Because the minute you do, I'm not going to move for you.
Hey, do y'all hear that? Look, my dog barking. Baby, come get the dog. The dog just caught the spirit, babe. The dog didn't felt it, babe. Come get the dog. You didn't send the spirit through the dog. Somebody cover that dog with a sheet. But say that again though. Like he said, no defending yourself. How did you deal with that? I didn't been there before. I'm there right now. How you deal with it?
Prayer. I know it may sound cliche, and a lot of people say, oh, you're going through something, just pray. But guess what? A lot of times we prematurely announce things, and we want to play God, and we want to say things and let people know things. But what we got to understand, and what I had to understand, I can't move until God tells me. Everything in my life is ordained by God.
All
and
the steps.
If I mess around and make the wrong move, I could send myself 10 steps back to where he's trying to take me.
Confirmation.
10 steps back. Sometimes God got to tell you, don't defend yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. That blessing that you got, that he got in front of you, the minute you open your mouth the wrong way, it's over for you. And I feel like I've done that a lot. Don't allow your emotions. Somebody say the dog rejoicing.
Hey. Shout out to the dog catching the spirit. Hallelujah.
Shout out to the dog.
Hey, no. Hey, but what you saying is so serious though.
Yes, it is.
Like, number one, you said don't make none of the announcements and then not defending yourself.
Nope.
You know what also too? You know what also too? I believe because we can avoid so much warfare if we be quiet.
But sometimes it's hard.
It's hard.
I'm going through a season right now of someone who's constantly picking. And I'm telling, ooh, I want to say something. I didn't type the sentence and I didn't deleted it so many times.
Hey, he'll tell you. I wish you would post
Yup.
that. I wish you
God
would
said,
send that text. It's really that serious though, man.
God had to tell me, the minute you respond, the minute you entertain it, you ain't no better than them.
Hey, we laughing and we joking, y'all, but I hope y'all know that we giving like some serious script. If God
All
tell
jokes
you don't
aside.
do it, do not do it.
Nope.
Do not do it. Hey, in this season, it'll cost you everything. I promise you.
Yep. Hey, man, I'm telling you, I was just talking about this with a friend for a couple of days. I told him the hardest thing right now is not responding for me. It's hard. You want to defend yourself. You want to let them know, hey, sometimes people think because you saved and you in a place where you have a lot to lose, that they can treat you any kind of way, that they can talk to you any kind of way, that they can pick and they can pick and they can pick. But I have to explain to myself every day, it's something in you that they see and they want.
Hey, she preaching, y'all.
It's
Somebody
something.
type in the comments, she preaching, man. She preaching, man.
It's something that they see in you that you don't even see, but they want it. And you got to understand, people, the enemy will test you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to understand, people who flock to them just because they're genuine people and other people love them. A lot of people want that.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is the thing though. Don't know what it costs though.
Thank you. You want my anointing? Come past all these tests and fail some of these tests that God did send my way. Come go
Hey,
through my warfare if you want my anointing and what God is doing for me. You don't
hey,
know what I
it
had to go
costs,
through.
man.
A
It
lot of people
costs.
don't understand. Then people say it costs to be the boss. No, it costs to be called by God.
And guess what it costs? Everything.
Yep. Yep.
Everything.
You have to
Look,
sacrifice self.
I want to know if you love me more than all that. So guess what? I gotta see what your reaction is when I take it.
Yep.
And when you can still love him after he take everything, now I could use you.
When I went through the purging, it's like I had to let the business go for a while. I couldn't really deal with my marriage because I couldn't really do nothing for myself. I couldn't even really take care of my kids. My vision was crazy. I mean, everything. It's like God literally took everything from me to where all I had left was Him.
That's it.
I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't call nobody because nobody understood. All I did was pray. I was telling people, but I noticed, even though I was going through a person and I didn't understand it, I didn't know I was coming out, I didn't understand, I just knew I was coming out, I always had God with me.
Yes,
God,
indeed.
He elevated me in the spirit. I told people conversations they were having and words they were saying when I was nowhere around. And all they could do was hold their head. It's like, how? How did you know that? God. You think I'm not listening because a lot of them had thought I had lost my mind. My family and friends thought I lost my mind. They thought I had a nervous breakdown.
Mm-mm.
Even my voice was different.
Yeah.
I talked like a baby.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me I'm sitting here today? This is nothing but God.
Stripped it
This,
off.
this is nothing but God. Sometimes God gotta strip it all so all you see is Him.
Yes,
So when you
indeed.
come back, you know who to take with you and who to leave behind.
Oh, hold on. We gotta address this comment. He say it takes a broken vessel to show what wholeness is.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. How you know what whole is if you've never been broken? People, we don't need you to be fake. We don't need these fake testimonies. We just want to be relatable.
Yeah.
Can I relate to you? Don't talk to me if you ain't been through nothing. Don't talk to me if you ain't been through nothing where you've been in a situation where money couldn't even get you out of where it only had to be God. Only God. That's the people I want to talk to. That's the people I want to relate to. Let me hear your testimony. Don't sugarcoat. Give it to me real. That's why I say pastors and preachers, the people are human. It costs to have an anointing on your life.
Yeah.
They make mistakes just like us. But guess what? When you make it, you repent to God. That's who you always go. But if you find out, you just be real, you keep it pushing.
You gotta keep it real.
Just be
You gotta
real.
keep it real. You gotta keep it real. All this power, you done been through all this, man. So I got a question for you. Y'all can start with y'all comments and questions because I'm about to hit her with some questions. Look, hold on. Let me put the comments and questions. Y'all put y'all comments and questions. I'm gonna start with something. So how this is what I always ask. Okay, so if you got a young woman right now sitting in front of you, man or woman, but we gonna speak to the women. You got a young lady sitting in front of you that's facing all this. What advice do you give her? Because you know, in those situations with not knowing how to get out, or for instance, let's say the young woman has already made it out, but now she just lost and broken. Because you know that stage after getting out is just everything was about the dude. So it's like, what do you tell that young lady that's just stepped out of that type of abusive relationship?
First you mourn, then you get a plan. It's okay to mourn. It's okay because you did lose something. And in the process of loving that person, you probably lost yourself. When I left the marriage, I had to mourn that marriage. I had to allow myself to feel all those feelings that I didn't want to feel. I had to cry. I used to wait till my kids went to sleep just to cry. I had to let it out. But you also have to tell yourself you can't stay in that place. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. You're going to be sad for a little while. You're going to be sad for a little while. But guess what? After that, you pick yourself up and you get a plan. People don't understand when you lose something like a job, a relationship, a marriage, man, you grieve that.
Yeah.
You grieve that.
Yeah.
So it's okay to mourn. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry, but just don't stay there. You get yourself a plan, and no matter what bump come in the road, you keep going. I was with this man for over 10 years. It's a lot of things with my business and social media and a lot of things I want to do in life. I still was running a successful business, but it wasn't like it was now. I was just beginning. I was just selling the little plate lunches, out of my house. So I was just kind of getting the feel of it, but I still made money, good money, like a restaurant with me. But I wasn't where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
God never released all the blessings at that point in time. Most of the things that I've been praying for until I left that relationship.
Hold on. Let's talk about that. Trying to receive the blessing of God when you still holding on to them the connections that don't belong.
God is trying to detach us from some things. But God will not release it and open his hands and give it to you until you release that person or that thing. Because it could be a person or a thing. God could be telling you to let go some bad habits, but you don't want to let it go. But you say, oh God, I asked for this car, or I asked for this, or I asked for this. God, why haven't you done it for me? God said, why are you still holding on? When I told you to let go.
Somebody type, let it go. Whatever it is, let it go. Let it go. Type let it go in the comments. Whatever it is that's keeping you from receiving all that God has for you, whether it's a person, issues, habits, let it go.
Let it go. Because you got to understand, not sometimes, we mean so much to God. And what he has, we're thinking this small, but God is thinking this big. We're asking for this little thing, but actually he got this big old thing on the other side of the door for us. But sometimes we're attached to the wrong things and the right people that, guess what, in a blink of an eye may cause you to jeopardize that very thing that you have been praying for. And God loves us so much, he doesn't want that to happen. So he will allow you to go through these trials and these tribulations until you let it go. Until you learn to let it go.
In my situations with letting go, even if it was a job or people, it was always him increasing my trust for him more.
Yep.
And now I'm not even gonna joke with you. Like my last situation, the job I just came out of, like making near 6 figures, and he said, I need you to let that go so you got time to spend with me and heal.
Wow.
I let that go to go clean. And everybody like, you did what? No, he said, I need you to heal from all of that and come spend some time with me.
My God.
And you got to be willing to, if he say do it, I know whatever his plan is, even if I can't see, I trust him.
Yep.
Period. And now it's to the point wherever he say do, I don't even think about it. Because I know he got it. I don't care how crazy or insane I might think it is. If I know that voice, and that's another thing too, going through that purging teaches you how to hear that voice.
Most definitely.
Clearing everything around you and detaching from people, because people's got voices and influence so strong sometimes in your life that it blocks out the voice of God too.
Yes.
And you got to cut them off too.
Yep.
Everybody feel like it's offensive when you say cut off and this and that, but no, man, anything that separates us from God. Brother Raj, what do you say if it's your eye causing you to plug that thing out? So if God in the Bible tell me if my eye is causing me issues to pluck it out, you mean if a person is, he ain't gonna tell me get rid of it?
I'm just saying. We can't be influenced by other people because everyone is not where you are. Everyone is not where I am. Or we're not, we never know where they are. That's why I'm in a place now. I have to tell some people I don't want any advice. I don't care what I'm going through. If I'm calling and I just need to vent a little bit, I don't want any advice. Let me hear from God what he wants me to do. Because just because you would react that way, that doesn't mean that I need to react that way.
Yeah.
You may want to fight, but I can't be out here fighting. I can't be out here cussing and doing all these things because that's what you feel I should be doing to make this situation better.
Yeah.
That's not where I am anymore. And the minute that you do that and step out of the will of God, God gonna take his hand off of you.
Preserve your peace. Yes, sir.
And we don't want that's big.
Look. Since we talking about peace, in your whole process, how big was peace, man? Finding peace again, man. What was that process like? Finding your peace again after coming out of all that.
I found my peace in God. I find my peace in my purpose. Because I realize when you're out of your purpose and you're out of the will of God, God not gonna give you peace. When I'm operating in what I'm supposed to do, even though I may make mistakes along the way, when I repent and I keep my hands clean and my heart pure, what God wants me to do, I have so much peace.
Is peace in your purpose, man. Somebody type that. There is peace in your purpose, man. Ooh.
You gotta get rid of the garbage. You gotta get out of being complacent. God spoke to me this weekend. I went with my husband. He travels for work. So I went with him for the first time. And we had to fly. Right. Now, I'm kind of a little nervous to fly. But just like I got on the plane, I said, all right, God, I trust you. Look, that's just what it is. We get on the plane. We give the pilots control over our life.
Come on, man.
Y'all got to follow me with where I'm going.
Come on, man.
God spoke to me. And he said, you get on there, you sit back. You may be a little nervous. It may scare you a little bit, but you're still not going to get off the plane. You still going to let the pilot drive, right? You still going to trust the pilot, even though you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're landing. You don't know exactly what they're doing. But I got on the plane and I said, God, you know what? I'm a little scared, but I'm going to go. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to say my prayers. I'm going to trust the pilot, that you are even in the pilot. We got to where we was going. We were in Memphis. We just landed. We had been flying all day. His job called. We want to redirect you. We want you to go to Columbus, Ohio. And I'm like, okay, I guess we'll be flying back out in the morning. But God said, you got to understand, you were complacent because you landed in Memphis. And it's like, okay, I'm going to be comfortable here. I know what's going on here. But the minute I redirected you, you lost focus. You got to understand, just because I'm redirecting you into another direction, it doesn't mean that when you land, I will not take care of you. And things will not be in order for you. A lot of times when God gives us purpose, and the trials and the tribulations come, and we say, you know what, God, it's just not going to happen for me. Or maybe the prophet lied, or maybe it's just not in me. No. God trying to build your stamina.
Ooh. Somebody type stamina, man. Stamina, man. How important is stamina on this road? The race is not given to the swift, but to those who endure to the end, man.
I'm just saying, stamina is everything. Because people used to think I was one of those people. Oh, I gave my life to God. Oh my God, my life is going to be so perfect. Oh, I'm not going to go through anything. I gave my life to God. Stamina is important. Your faith is important. Trusting God is important. Because people don't understand, the minute you give your life to God and you give him a yes,
Here you go.
Buckle up and put on your seatbelt.
Here you go.
Buckle up. That's all I can tell you. The people that you thought were your friends, the people that you thought had your back, you're going to start seeing people in the natural, in the spiritual, and not in the natural. And that may scare you.
Hey, that's a tough part too, man.
It hurts. I'll be the first to say it hurts.
That's a tough part. That's a tough part.
It really does hurt. You be like, man, I really thought you had my back.
And once you take that veil off, it ain't no putting it back on.
Nope.
Once God start giving you them eyes to see, it ain't no taking it off.
Nope.
It is what it is. And it took me a long time to start trusting that too.
Yeah.
I had to remove the emotions out the way. Cause the emotions will get you. You will know what you see. Man, I mean, nah, they ain't really mean that. I don't think they was really trying to do that. Nah, man. God give you them eyes for a purpose, man. If you see it, call it for what it is, man, and move accordingly, man. It'll save you a lot.
Pretty much. I could have saved myself a lot of hurt. A lot of hurt, especially when you have a gift from God. You have the gift of prophecy. And when you see it, when God speaks to you. Sometimes we love people so much. We disobey God. We're like, no, God, no, that's not what it is. It's just me. And we let people manipulate us out of our anointing.
I can say this. Every time that I did that was some of the most destructive times of my life.
I agree.
When God specifically showed me what was going on and I chose to do the other thing anyway.
Yep. I totally agree. When God told me don't go back to situations and I went back. No, God, I'm just going to try one more time. I know you said this, but God, come on now. I know you said that person wasn't my friend, but they got to be my friend. Why wouldn't they be my friend? God told me don't connect with certain people. And you connect anyway, disobeying God because we want to be this nice person. But I had to learn the hard way. Everyone doesn't have the same heart as me.
Ooh-wee.
Everyone don't love like me. Everyone don't have the same morals as me. And I had to learn that the hard way. I still have to push back and tell myself, well, I wouldn't have handled this like this. Well, guess what? I had to realize them people are not me. They are not me. Some people could hurt people and sleep so good at night.
Yes,
they
indeed.
Sleep peacefully, slobbing all on the pillow and everything. But when you have God in you,
oh, ain't no sleep.
Ain't no sleep when you know you did someone wrong.
Go get that right.
That's what God gonna tell you.
Go get that right. Look, lay your gift down until you get that right. Go get that right.
God, being with God and having a relationship with God has changed me so much. In my family, we didn't even apologize. We did each other wrong. Guess what? We see you when we see you. We gonna laugh. We gonna talk. We not gonna bring it up. There was no such thing as I'm gonna come to you and apologize. We're gonna have a conversation and make things right. That made things tough in my marriage. As being a woman, not knowing how to communicate, not knowing how to accept love, not knowing how to give love. A lot of people say, no one loves me. No, sometimes you don't know how to accept love.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Whoa, 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 wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Break that down.
Remember how we talked about in the beginning, we want people to be everything to us, but they can't be nothing to themselves? Sometimes we want people to love us in a way that we want to be loved, but they can't. They were never taught. They were never taught. When I first experienced love and someone loving for me and care for me and being nice to me, my first reaction was to be mean. That's how my family loved each other. We didn't say we loved each other. We know we love each other, but it was never, oh, I love you, be careful, be safe. We didn't even hug. Like a year ago, I just started letting my friends hug me.
Wow.
I just started letting people hug me. I was uncomfortable with people touching me and hugging on me. I was uncomfortable with affection because I'm like, what is this? And I'm not exaggerating, y'all. I'm just being real.
Oh no, it's real.
Look,
It's real.
being real.
It's real.
When I met my husband, my current husband, and I went to his family house, and he went up to his mom, and his mom hugged him and gave him a kiss. I was like, y'all do that? Your mama actually hug you and kiss you? That's weird.
Gee.
I was like, that's a little weird. Like, my friends will tell you. Up until about a year ago, I just started letting them hug me. They'll try to hug me. I could be hard down crying. Look, don't touch me. Don't touch me because you're going to make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And they was like, I love you. I love you too. But I love them though. And I'll do anything for me.
Yeah.
I didn't really start to know what affection was or knowing how to show it until I had my kids. Because I refuse. I got 3 daughters. 3 daughters and 3 bonus daughters.
Mm-hmm.
So when I had my kids, my natural kids, I said they would never know what it feels like to cry at night when you need your parents to come hug you. Or tell them you love them. You're going through things outside of the home and in the home. And I just used to cry myself sleeping. I used to watch these TV shows, the family tale. I'm like, man, I wish my mom could just come hug me and tell me everything gonna be all right. That would change my whole world right now. I cried so much for affection. I silently cried. It's like I wish you could just come hug me right now and tell me everything gonna be okay. That's all I want.
Yeah.
But later on, when we had that tough conversation, she told me, I didn't hug y'all and kiss on y'all because it was uncomfortable for me. Because she was molested, she didn't want us to think that she was doing something to us.
Yeah.
So it was uncomfortable for her. So at that point, I had to tell myself and understand she has nothing to give me.
Yeah. But it's so crazy. It's so important that we have them conversations because that conversation gave you the understanding of what was going on. And without that conversation, it would have been like, well, I guess she just don't want to hug me. But because you was brave enough to have that conversation, you gain the understanding. That take a lot.
Yes.
Everybody not strong enough to or brave enough to have that conversation, man. Look, drop some hearts for her being strong enough and courageous enough to have that conversation. I encourage everybody to have those conversations, man.
Most definitely. I even have those conversations with my kids now because I refuse. I'm here to break generational curses.
Yeah.
That alone is a lot on my life.
Yeah.
That mantle is heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know who I am and what's my purpose. If I don't break it with anyone else, my daughters will never have to question my love for them. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, when I had my first daughter, I had to practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just being real. A
Keep
lot
it
of people don't
100.
want to be real. I loved her, I would lay down my life for her. But I had to practice saying, I love you.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
tell her I love you. From when she came out of me, I kissed her, I said, I love you. I never used to tell people that. I hugged on her. Now, every night, I make it my business to tell my babies, I love y'all. And we hug each other before they go to sleep. I ask them how they feeling. My kids are 12, 11, and 4.
Yeah.
They know how to pray.
Mm.
When I was sick, when I disappeared for these 4 months, my babies laid hands on me.
Mm.
Many nights they laid hands on me and asked God to heal me.
Yeah.
And this is the God honest truth. If we don't teach our kids anything else, my mom might not have taught me a lot of things, and I may not have understood a lot of things but when she found God, well, actually, I led my mother to Christ as a child.
Yeah.
Because I went to church with my aunt. But I told my mom and I said, Mom, you gotta come to church. Mom was like, girl, I just came from the club. God, I've been out all night. I ain't got time to be here. But I'm like, Mom, you gotta come experience this. And I'm just a child. And
Yeah.
from that day forward, my mom found God. She's a pastor now. She's a pastor now. My mom will tell you her kids led her to Christ.
Hey, glory. Somebody type glory for that in the comments. Mom is a pastor. Hey, that's
Yep.
real. But the whole time you was talking, you know what I was thinking? It's almost like how would we deal with our kids if we knew we was raising them to set us free? Because I'm starting
That's
to see
big.
that that's how the cycles go. Like
Yep.
people who break out of those cycles, they usually end up going back and get their parents first.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. I remember the first time my mama started speaking in tongues. While we were at the house, I was a child. I called my grandma. I said, Grandma, come get her. She going crazy. We need to call somebody to come get her. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what's going on. But we need to call somebody to come get her.
Straight up.
But
I don't know
now
what
I
mom
understand.
got going on.
But now I understand. She got a breakthrough.
Yeah. Yeah.
She needed to get her breakthrough. And she'll tell you all the time, we were saved before her.
Mm.
And when she began to go higher in the spirit, she took us with her.
Yeah.
She might not have taught me a lot of other things, that mothers did, but she taught me how to be strong in Christ. Because every time I called her to come to my rescue, she didn't come.
Mm.
And I was mad about that. I'm like, look, I'm calling you. I need to talk. I need you to help me through this. She said, no, you need to go to God for yourself. You need to learn to go to God for yourself. And this comes with people who are raised off of love and people who are raised off of survival.
Yeah.
When things get tough, I know how to go to God.
Yeah.
People who
Yeah.
are raised so much off of too much love and not enough Christ, they're going to break.
Mm.
They're going to fold. They may quote a little Bible scriptures, but they don't have that relationship, that personal relationship with God.
Yeah.
We could go to church, we could clap, we could sing, we could know a few praise and worship songs, but do we actually have that relationship?
Mm.
That trust, that faith? Where is that?
It takes some going through, man. Mm.
Maybe they ain't been through enough.
Yeah.
But it's always getting built. God is always finding the opportunity to take you higher.
Yeah.
You just have to flow with it.
Yeah. Miss Javashia, what can I say? Right now, I need everybody in here to give it up for Miss Javashia sharing her story with us. Show her some love. Right while you showing her some love, share this live, and we about to go back again through the stuff that she has to offer for those who didn't see as far as the cookbook and whatnot. Y'all show her some love. We gonna pull this up. Hold on. Let me pull this back up. Let them know about this again. For those who wasn't able to see it at the beginning and they tuning in right now, let us know about the cookbook.
Yes, if you go on Amazon, you can pull up my cookbook. It's called Diary of a Chef in Love. It's like a whole date night guide. It just doesn't have the recipes. It will teach you how to plate, and it is for beginners. It's a beginner's cookbook. It has date night recipes, table setup, conversation starters, the do's and the don'ts of date nights, like pretty much the whole guideline.
On TikTok?
Yes, follow my TikTok, y'all. I have like over 100,000 followers on it. So I do a lot of recipes and things like that on there. That's like my main social media focus right there. I have a lot of fun with it.
And do us a favor, Miss Javashia. Whenever we finish, I want you to go back in the comments and drop all the
links.
The site.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they'll get it from the comments. Let's go get some of this love real quick before we get out of here. Hold on. Oh, we got
Love
Jasmine
you more, Jazz. Love you more. That's my girl.
We got Brother Raj in the building. Yes, sir. Kendrick Martin in the building.
Hey, cousin, thank y'all for tuning in. That's my family.
Look, we got 21 people on here. I need 21 shares real quick, y'all. I need 21 shares, man. We got to get these type of messages through these airwaves, y'all. I'm serious. So many people get delivered by other people sharing their story, man. And I guarantee you there's a lot of women out there that need to hear exactly what you said tonight. So I appreciate you for sharing your story. Look, we walked a mile with you, but I'm way back there crawling on the ground like, wait, I need some water. Look, I can't walk a mile in them shoes, man.
I'm just saying, tell them don't forget they that woman. You gotta wake up every morning and say, I'm that woman.
All the women that's in the chat, baby, I need y'all to type. I'm that woman. Hey, I'm gonna use that tonight. Babe gonna be in the kitchen. I'm gonna walk by. You know you that woman, huh?
That's what I'm talking about. Look, don't ever let her forget
that. You know you that woman, huh? I'm gonna use that, saying. Man. Look, shout out to my dog Trent, man. I'm you already know what time it is. What's understood ain't need to be explained. I need you here, buddy. I'm gonna run these handles one more time for the people in the comments. Follow her on TikTok, Louisiana Plated, and also too on Amazon. Go get the cookbook, Diary of a Chef in Love. She got everything you're going to need for beginners, what to do, what not to do, how to start the conversations and all. We're going to support her and the things that she do. Like I said, with her giving to the body, sharing her story, let us all go support her and what she's trying to do. Thank y'all all once again for tuning into A Mile in My Shoes, where we ask the question, how can we know somebody if we ain't never heard their story? We heard the story. And we feel like we know you a little bit more. And not only that, we know a little bit more about ourselves too.
That's the biggest thing.
Word. So we love y'all. Look, I'm going to let y'all roll out with a song. And I appreciate everything y'all have done so far, man. Y'all have a good night.
Gets hard, you gotta keep striving. Through the fears and the loss, so the tears won't turn off. No, he hears your heart's cry. Hold on to his words, lean on him. It gets better by and by.
And to my queens, I see y'all in a different way. It's more to y'all than posing pictures on your Facebook page. God giving power to uplift a man, to make a slave, speak life into our dreams, or tear us down and watch us fade away. Know your position, cause you're vital to the family structure, no replacing any mother. Careful how you treating love. Elegant, heaven sent etiquette is like no other. Her love is better than buttered biscuits right out the oven. Know who you are, don't let let this world define. Shape or mold you, God's daughter, queen of nations. There's no box to ever hold you. Life creator, who protector, heaven sent. Love injector, backbone, best gift ever. Worth more than hidden treasure. I speak life, cause this world is trying to turn you cold. Replace that heart of stone with flesh. We need your love to make us whole. Kick back your crown and hold us down. Together, we won't fold. Get back to love how God intended. Change to make this family whole.
Even though this life is tough, said you gotta keep